Good morning, first grade. I have missed you guys so much. I cannot wait to get this year started. We have a lot to learn. So we're gonna get started on our first project, and the first part of my videos is always gonna be about our vocabulary and what we're learning about. The second part of the video is going to be your project, and you're gonna see me doing the project so that you can do it along with me, okay? So first things I wanna talk about is our vocab, okay? And when you watch my videos, there's going to be a secret word, okay? It's gonna be one of our vocab words that's gonna pop up at the bottom, and I'm gonna say, this is our secret word. So when you go to your exit ticket at the end of the lesson, you're gonna click on the separate link in the folder that has the exit ticket. You're gonna have to fill in the secret word to show that you have watched our video and you've participated in the art room, okay? So pay very close attention. All right, here we go. We are going to have a few vocab words today, and a lot of them are a review for you. Miss A can't speak this morning. A lot of them are a review, okay? You learned about them in kinder. We talked about them a whole bunch, okay? And your teachers did too. So here's our first vocab word. Line, okay? Now, we've talked about lines. We used them in our projects last year, but we're going to review, okay? So in just a minute, I'm going to put a picture of my line chart, okay? And my line chart lives like right over here on the board, but Miss A took a close-up picture for you. We're only gonna be talking about two types of lines on that line chart. One of them is hills, okay? Up and down hills. The other is a straight line, okay? We all know straight lines, yes, and we all know hills. Now, they're also called wavy, and we can still call them that too, okay? So, we also want to talk about a specific type of line that you guys would tell me about all the time when we would talk about lines. We talked about horizontal lines, okay? Straight across lines, all right? And the way I remember that, horizontal, okay, makes me think of the horizon line, like where the sun rises and the sun sets. And we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. So our three words we need to focus on today, or four, so sorry, is going to be line, okay? Wavy lines or hill lines, straight lines, and a horizontal line, okay? So, that's line. The next one we're gonna talk about is color, and it's upside down. Okay, here we go, much better. Color. Now, we've talked about color before. We used it in so many projects, using markers, crayons, colored pencils. We know our rainbow, okay? We've talked about our rainbow so many times last year. We remember looking at the tables and they had all the colors up on top. Today we're gonna review warm colors and cold colors. We talked about that last year. We talked about colors that make us think of things that are warm and cold colors that makes us think of things that are cold, okay? So here's a quick review, okay? Remember that our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. And remember our cold colors are green, blue, and purple, okay? So don't forget that we also used pink last year. And pink can be warm or cold. It's up to you, okay? So one more time. Warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. And our cold colors are purple, blue, and green, okay? So our words that we just need to focus on with color are the word color, warm, and cold colors, okay? Our secret word for the day is cold colors. Don't forget. Okay, so those are our vocab words, okay? Very, very, very important, okay? So what's coming up next is going to be our how to draw video, but let me show you the project really quickly, okay? So, we are gonna be creating warm and cold sunset pictures or sunrise. It could be either or, and it's on the ocean or the water or the lake, whatever you wanna call it. But we're gonna be talking about our cold colors. Miss A used her greens, blues, and purples. And then we're gonna be talking about our warm colors where I used orange, yellow, and red. Okay, you can see I used different oranges, maybe some different reds, and that's okay. I'm really excited for this project. You guys are going to love it, all right? You have 2 weeks to do this project. The first part of the project is designing your sunset and outlining in black marker, okay? The second week of the project is going to be adding the color. So here comes the video. Can't wait for you to get started. Pay close attention and remember to fill out the exit ticket that has your secret word on it, okay? We'll talk to you soon, Lions. Have a great art-tastic day. Hey League Lions, Miss A here with your how-to video featuring my hands. All right, today you're gonna need to make sure you have your paper, a pencil, with an eraser. You can have a pink eraser if you'd like, it's up to you, and a black marker. So today's video is only going to be the outline of our warm and cool sunsets, okay? You're not going to be coloring yet. So don't skip ahead because next week's video is going to talk about how we're going to color. We're going to use a special technique with crayons to make sure that our color is very even. So we're going to start with our outline, okay? Now, one thing that is really important is our lines. Now, I've talked about my line chart. Now, I'm going to put a picture of this in the video right at the end so that you can look at your lines and refer back to it if you need help, okay? So we talked about lines, you know, straight lines, hills, dots, zigzags, dashes, clouds. There's all kinds of lines on this chart. The ones that we are going to talk about today that are most important are the hills. You can see this red line, okay? Hills. It's kind of a wavy line too, but on our chart, we do have something called waves. Now that looks like waves that we would draw in the ocean, okay? This is more wavy, like if someone had wavy hair, but we also call it hills because they look like hilltops, okay? So that's our most important one today. And then we're also gonna be talking about straight lines. We all know straight lines, okay? So if you have a ruler, you may need one of those. If not, sometimes people use the edge of a paper to draw a straight line, but you can also just try your best at drawing a straight line. If you don't have a ruler, if you don't have a straight edge paper or a binder or something that's straight to help you trace, okay? So let's get started. Your paper is going to be in a landscape paper, okay? Landscape. We're not doing portrait, which we would draw someone's portrait here. We're doing landscape, okay? Because we are drawing a type of a landscape, but it's going to be more of a water landscape without the land, okay? So here we go. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have 3 wavy lines, okay? So if I look at our end product, what we finished, you can see there's 1, 2, 3 wavy lines, okay? We're starting kind of at the middle of our paper, all right? Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. These hill lines, these wavy lines, okay? And you're gonna trace this with black markers, so you can use your pencil however you need to. So I've got 1. They don't need to be the same. They can just be 3 different wavy lines, okay? So we've got our wavy lines here. They go the length of our paper all the way across. They don't have to be perfect, like I said. Now, we're gonna be drawing our sun, okay? But this isn't a full circle sun. This is like a half circle, okay? The sun is peeking out from behind the water. It is a sunrise, so it's coming up, okay? So I'm going to do my best to draw a half circle, okay? It can be as big or as small as you want it. If you want a smaller sun, that's perfectly fine, okay? So if you have to pause the video at any point in time to catch up to do what I'm doing, go ahead, all right? So keep pausing if you have to. Complete a step, pause it, complete a step, pause it if you need to, okay? So I drew my waves. I drew my sun. Now I have to talk about the sun rays, okay? Sun rays. These are gonna go from the sun, okay? So if I were to line my ruler up, it's gonna start at the sun and go all the way to the edges of my paper, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do this right now. Again, if you don't have a ruler, you can use something like this. Like Miss A has a Sharpie box, okay? I can put my Sharpie box down that has a straight edge and trace it like a ruler, okay? So I'm gonna start on the edge of my paper. And the way I did my sun in my practice image, the finished image, is I kind of drew these little marks where I wanted my sun rays to come out of. So if I draw these little marks, it kind of looks like how we normally draw a sun. When we draw a sun in the sky with just the lines. But we're going to give it thick, big sun rays, okay? So I drew my line, okay? You can kind of see these little dash marks. I'm going to line up my ruler with those dash marks. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, it doesn't need to be a perfect straight line if you can't get it. But if you have a ruler and you can, go for it. All right, so I've got one sun ray right here. You can see that line I drew. Now I have another little dash mark. Okay, and again, you can do as many dash marks as you want. We don't want like a trillion dash marks, but we want at least 5 or 6. Okay, maybe more than that, maybe 8. Okay, it's up to you. I'm going to line up my ruler again with that dash mark or even polka dot. You could do a dot right here if that's where you wanted it to go. Okay. From my sun to the edge of my paper. Okay, it's coming off the edge of the paper. I'm going to do that all the way around. Oops, that one's not very straight, but you know what? It's okay. All right. So we've got the base of our sunrise picture. Now, the most important thing, and this is the last thing you're going to do today. This is pretty quick. It's not very long, and I want you to kind of get back into the groove of being in the art room, okay? Even virtual, it's okay. We're going to outline. You know Miss A's favorite thing is to use the black Sharpies or black markers to outline our image to make it pop, okay? We're going to be using crayon to color in next week, so the black marker is going to make it stand out, all right? You're going to outline your picture. I'm going to do mine, but it's going to speed up so that you can see it outlined really quickly. And then I'll be back to talk to you guys. Okay? All right, so I have finished outlining. Now I want you to see something. I didn't follow my pencil line exactly. And if that happened to you, that's all right. We're going to erase our pencil line so that once we start coloring in, sorry if the camera's shaky just a little bit. My camera's connected to the table. I'll try my best not to shake it too much. But it's okay if we don't follow the lines exactly. That's the magic thing about an eraser is that it'll erase those lines and we don't have to worry about it, okay? So, for this week, okay, all I want you to do is this right here, all right? We drew our wavy lines, we drew our half circle, we drew our straight lines, okay, first grade? Most important thing, now this is a refresher. Remember, we've talked about warm and cool colors before, we've talked about lines before, but next week, we will get to add in our cold colors and our warm colors, all right? So all I want you to do this week is this right here, okay? You are going to snap a quick picture either on your iPad or on an iPhone or something that you have, camera, something. You're gonna upload it to our Schoology and submit to me so that I can see the progress that you've made, okay? And here's one more thing we need to get back into the groove of doing. I want you to flip your paper over and I want you to write your name. I'm gonna write Miss Alvarez, okay? And you need to write your teacher's name. So I'm gonna put Alvarez right here because I'm my own teacher, okay? So you write your name and your teacher, okay? We need to get back into the habit of that because when we come back into the art room, you remember how crazy it gets when Miss A has all of her students and we have so much work. I don't know whose is who. So make sure to put your name, okay? I'm really excited to see you guys do this right here. It's gonna be so much fun. You're gonna really love being able to get back into the groove of drawing, tracing, outlining, all that stuff. So things that you'll need, don't forget that right there. I'm gonna put in the picture of the lines. Don't forget to take a picture of your progress, your outline, and submit to Schoology. Great job, Lions. Can't wait to see it. Have a wonderful art time.